What's up, Glastonbury?
How are you doing? Is this your first Glastonbury? Are you old hands?
I've been before, but this is the boys' first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
exciting.
We're very grateful you guys are here. Thank you.
Yeah, there's quite a lot going on today, so
There's many other exciting places to be. We're very, very flattered to see anyone in this tent. Thank you.
Awesome. So what are your Glastonbury memories? When were you here before? Do you remember?
I was here in 2017 with all my girlfriends, and yeah, we just ran amok. It was amazing.
First of all, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you're here to talk about this film because I loved it. I thought it was so surprising, so different, so fresh. How did you find this? How did it come to you?
Well, we saw Megan Park, the writer and director of My Old Ass. Her first film was called The Fallout, and we watched that and thought it was incredible and kind of sent someone who had, I think, like a real voice that speaks to the youth and, a great visual eye, of course. And we just met with her and she kind of pitched the concept of the movie and we were like, we're in. That sounds great.
And was this something that you originally thought about starring in yourself, or was it always going to be just a producer job for this one? Or how does that work?
I don't think it. I don't think it ever made sense for me to play either of these roles. But I was always just on board as a producer. Yeah.
So how do you guys kind of decide? Is it just a gut feeling? How do you find what feels like LuckyChap?
I think it's really about the people we're working with. It's really filmmaker driven. So it's, whether it's Megan, Emerald, Greta, whoever we're working with, it's all about what their vision is. And it really starts from there. So it's, about supporting people in what they want to do. It's not really about us looking for specific things. It's who it is.
That seems like a healthy approach. I feel like people who try to game the system usually just end up making 16 sequels to something people didn't really want in the first place, right?
Yeah, we don't look for like genres or stories. We look for people. And Megan, to Margot's point, we loved her first film. Actually, one of our film execs was an assistant on a music video she shot. So she was aware of her previous work and we sat with her and it was an open-ended conversation of what else have you got in the locker? And that was My Old Ass.
Did it always have quite a clear sense of what it was?
We set the movie up with a guy called Stephen Rails, who's an amazing financier. And he finances a lot of Wes Anderson's movies. He's very artist forward. And that's why we decided we had a deal with Stephen at the time, but we decided to set it up with him because we wanted to kind of protect Megan's vision. And, we knew going in, like, it was going to be a new cast and it was going to be a bit of a roll of the dice. And so that process allowed us to incubate Megan and the script and her vision for as long as possible. And so, she wrote the first draft and obviously we did a few rounds with her, but it was pretty close to what it was.
And how about the casting? How fast did that come together? Because finding, isn't it Maisie and Aubrey, then I guess they had to have a rapport. You had to find both, not just one or other.
Casting was really fun. Megan, the director, she pretty much does a lot of casting based on Instagram and TikTok. She kind of, that's how she finds people that she's interested in and wants for roles. So that's kind of how Maisie came to us. And Aubrey actually joined the project only like quite close to before shooting because, we had a great financier who wasn't only going to put money in once we had everyone cast. He was kind of like, no, I'm on board with Megan and her vision and we'll just find the right cast as we go. And so pairing Aubrey, and I don't want to give a spoiler about the movie, so the Aubrey-Maisie pairing is, you have to be intentional with those roles. Does everyone know the concept of the film?
Yeah, I probably should have set that up. That would have been good. Yeah.
Who's seen the film?
Anyone seen the film?
Oh, good. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the general concept is, these girls do mushrooms on Maisie her character. They do mushrooms on her birthday, and she meets her older self. And so Aubrey is the older version of Maisie. They don't look identical, obviously. At some point, we were kind of like, are we going to try and cast this so they look exactly the same, just 10 years on or whatever? Or are we just going to find the people that have the right chemistry and the right vibe? And Aubrey is someone that, Megan's a huge fan of, we're huge fans of, and she was totally up for coming to play and being in an indie film, shooting in Canada. And it was amazing. And you just kind of buy into the idea of like, I think in movies like this, you don't want to get too deep in the weeds of like the time travel and the this and that. You're just kind of like, that's her older self. go with it. And the movie's a little like got a bit of a wink towards it, like we don't look the same, but whatever, and you get on board, I think.
But I think Megan's talent is talent spotting, and like she's an incredible writer, and then Margot said, she like captures the younger generation's voice, and then like the authenticity of her casting is where she really comes alive. And yeah, Maisie, she knew from Instagram and TikTok, and Maddie Ziegler she had in her previous movie, and Carice I think she found on socials, and then we actually just started shooting her TV show at the beginning of this week. We're in Glastonbury, she's shooting. But you know, it's a really young cast, all new names, all new faces, and it's such an exciting process because you're kind of finding this next generation of talent, and like that's where she really digs in.
She'll spend so much time with the cast and like just listen to them talk, and then she'll adjust the script so that it just better reflects how they interact and speak and the kind of lingo they use.
Like, what are the young people saying?
What are the youngins
these days?
saying
What is
these
the
days?
word?
Yeah.
What is the slang? I want to ask about just LuckyChap as a whole because, okay, this is my personal hobby horse. I wrote a book about women in Hollywood a couple of years ago, and it was all about like how women have taken control of their careers and tried to basically chisel opportunities out of the system that didn't want them to really have any. I mean, I guess that was part of the reason for setting it up, but you've worked with incredible female directors as well. You're not just making roles for yourself, you're making roles for, as you say, other people. Like, what is the overall arching goal of LuckyChap? Is it just to find the things that you're passionate about and then force other people to get passionate about them too?
It's world domination.
It's for us, I mean, I love that you wrote that book, and you know that there's like a long, obviously like such an amazing history of actresses kind of careers in their hands a little bit more, going back decades and decades and decades. So it's definitely not a new thing, but for us starting the company, our ethos is it's female stories and female storytellers. So we can have a movie like I, Tonya, which has a female protagonist but a male director, and that makes sense for us. Or we can have a movie like Saltburn, female writer director, male protagonists, and that makes sense for us. Or Barbie, where it's, you know, female protagonist, female director and writer, whatever. As long as there's like a specific, you know, a female perspective kind of at the forefront, it makes sense for us. And I think that came out of a couple things. I think the first was just, honestly, I'd read scripts so often at the beginning of my career and be like, the guys get all the good roles, like, and you look around, you're like, the guys get all the big budgets, you know, and it's just like wanting to, just even the playing field a little bit.
I think we also knew that we had to be specific when we were starting the company, so finding a mandate and a purpose that would clearly define us, so people knew exactly what they should be coming to us for and what would define us from other companies.
And it also is an underexploited area. There's just not enough stories by and about women, and there's still so many to be told. So, yay, frankly. Yeah. All right. I do want to take some questions from you guys. So, do we have any questions? Okay, I can see red shirt over here. All right. Full disclosure, I know this guy. This is Kush. He's here volunteering for the Samaritans. Good cause.
Hi, Margot. Quick question for yourself. I believe through your talent and luck, you've been part of an iconic film, Barbie. If you were to be part of another iconic movie, would you rather be as a producer, director, writer, or actor?
Oh, it's a good question. If I could be a part of something else iconic, would I rather be a producer, writer, director, or actor? I think as a producer, you get to see every single aspect of the film coming together. As an actor, you come in just for a couple months of shooting and then you know, show up for the premiere sort of thing. And it's great, and it means you can do a lot of films in a year, but you weren't there when someone came up with the idea. Like listening to Megan Park say the idea out loud and not knowing where it was gonna go, like, girl does a mushroom trip, meets her older self, ... You know, being in the room in that moment, you're like, wow, that's cool. And then you see it evolve. Same thing with Promising Young Woman, Emerald Fennell's film, if anyone's seen that. You know, she pitched the cold open, and this is many years ago, and we were like, wherever that film goes, we want to be there for it. And then to be there for that, and then many years later to watch her win an Oscar for that script is so like mind-boggling and satisfying, and it that's so special because it's just being there for the entire journey. So I would say as a producer, yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to just pass the mic forward to this gentleman? Yeah.
Margot, great to see you at Glastonbury. Really good to see you. Two questions, really, if I may. Firstly, about AI. Two headliners at Glastonbury in the last couple of years, Sir Paul McCartney and Sir Elton John, have spoken recently about the dangers of AI when it comes to music. So in terms of the film industry, what sort of dangers are there, or are there opportunities in terms of AI? And secondly, what's in your record collection? What sort of music do you like?
I mean, I have a very eclectic taste in music. I'd say I'd veer more for the old stuff, but I do have an eclectic taste in music. The AI question's a huge one. I think at best filmmakers using it as a tool to kind of enhance their vision is the best version of it. I think the fact that it's progressing so much faster than anyone can keep up with sort of and create any sort of parameters or rules around it is going to cause problems in our industry. Yeah.
A specific scene with a Justin Bieber song, was that always in the script, and was it always that song specifically, or did that come along later in the process?
Yeah, that was in the script. It was that song. And Maisie had a history, was a singer by trade. So we had to clear that song and clear the rights to that song. And then we went through a process with Justin a little bit, and he watched that scene after we'd shot it. And Maisie re-recorded it, and that was the song in the script. There were other references in the script that were popular references that did not make the movie for reasons that we couldn't clear, but that one was the one that carried all the way through. We had an Aladdin reference, and I don't think we could go to Disney and get an Aladdin bit.
That's a hard sell. Yeah, that's very difficult.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
Hi, we're all quite big fans, so it's quite thrilled to see you here. My question is a bit more lighthearted. What's your favorite thing or things to do in London? And does going to Inferno still make the list?
I don't go to Infernos anymore because I'm 34, and that would be, I don't know if they'd let me in. They'd be like, no, old lady, go away. Favorite things to do in London? We're all foodies. We eat and drink a lot, and finding new restaurants and bars is a big, hobby. I'd like to say a hobby. Do you know what I do when family or friends come to town, though? The London Dungeons tour. Anyone else done that? Isn't it so good? It's so fun, and I just love it. I've done it probably 4 times. And then there's also a Ghost, Gallows and Ghouls walking tour of London, which I highly recommend. It's so amazing. You'll be like in a, somewhere that you walk around all the time. They'll be like, there's about 3,000, skeletons under your feet right now. You're like, what? And they're like, yeah, this was a plague pit back in the day of, whatever. It's fun.
Yes. Maybe try like that.
You can shout it at us and we'll repeat it. The question was, how did I get into acting, and how did I get to do such diverse roles, such different roles? It's a pretty long story. The shortest version is a friend. I always loved movies, acting, didn't know that I could do that as a job because I didn't know anyone in the industry, and I'm from a place called the Gold Coast in Australia. And any Aussies in the crowd? Yeah! Love it. Not from the Gold Coast, are you? You're from Ipswich. This is amazing. Hey, so close. Well, as you will know, Hollywood feels a very, very, very long way away, and not a plausible career choice by any means. But one thing led to another is the short answer. A friend was doing a thing. They needed a girl to play a role, and I did it. And that I pretty much did unpaid work for a long time. Like I didn't get paid, but I'd do it, and then that would lead to another unpaid job, and that would lead to another unpaid job, and another unpaid job, and eventually someone will pay you to do it, and then someone will pay you to do it in a bigger city, and then you'll kind of get your feet in there, and you have to hustle for sure. And then as far as like the diverse roles, I think I'm in a very lucky position that as soon as I had traction, I kind of was very, because choosing roles is a luxury, when you're starting out, you're just doing whatever job you can do. And maybe that means playing the same kind of role again and again and again. If you're lucky enough to have options and choices at some point in your career, it's like grasping that moment and being really strategic about what you're doing so that you don't get pigeonholed, I think.
All right, I think we have to wrap it up pretty soon, but I'm sorry, guys. I do want to just ask, what's next for you guys? What's next for LuckyChap? You've done gin. Like, are you going to do burgers next? Like, where does it go from here?
Movies and drinking are our 2 hobbies, so we're going to stop there. But you take this, Joe.
Well, like Tom said, we're shooting a TV show at the moment, Megan's show in Canada. Our next movie to come out would be Wuthering Heights, which is Valentine's Day 26. So we're just going through the edit process on that. So yeah, very exciting.
Very exciting movie.
I'll have to say, if you do like this movie, if anyone stays and watches my old ass and you like it, you're probably going to like the TV show that Megan's directing right now. It's called Sterling Point. What do you reckon, a year till it's out?
It's like My Old Ass meets the OC. It's
Yeah.
like very, that. And then we're shooting another show after that. And
It's gonna
we
be
just had
good.
Sirens come out on Netflix. So it's been a,
Yes,
it's been
I
a fun,
love that,
fun year.
yes. Amazing. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much to Josie, Tom, and Margot.
Thank
all of
you.
you for your questions.
Thanks, guys.